All right, so that, and by the way, on the Proctorio, I found two issues, and this is all in anticipation of the exam. So I'll go ahead and just cover that now because the exam's coming up in very quickly. Modules. Let's see, I think it's in week 5. Yep. Okay. So the exam shows up in week 5. So you got a couple more weeks before you actually have an exam. But it is proctored, means that you have to go through Proctorio. And you'll notice it's verifying my Proctorio settings. If my settings aren't right and I try to go to this, it's going to show this right here. It's going to say, it'll prompt you for an access code. What that usually means is that your Proctorio plugin, for some reason, has become corrupted or is out of date. And if that's the case, then it'll say you need an access code in order to get into the exam. If that ever happens, then you have to reinstall Proctorio and retest it before you can get into the exam. Okay. Right. That's the only real solution. Okay. And so you just have to double check this from time to time that you're just like mine was turned off for some reason, and get it working. If it doesn't work at that point, you contact Proctorio support. If you're in this time zone, in this time frame, you can call BYUI testing and they'll walk you through getting that corrected. I really have no control over how the exam process works. And so you can let me know that you're having problems, but I can't, there's not much I can do. Okay, so I usually tell students, because you don't want to be on the bad end of the stick in terms of deadlines, take the exam a day or two before it's due. Okay. Especially if you have bad internet problems or unstable internet problems, because if you have an unstable internet connection, Proctorio won't work either. It'll kick you out. And then when it kicks you out, you'll have a very difficult time getting back in. Or if you have power issues, you don't want the power going out while you're doing the exam or just as you're getting ready to take the exam. So you definitely want to make sure you have enough cushion in there to take the exam before the deadline, because I'm a bit of a stickler on deadlines, as you've heard so far, and I expect you to manage the risk associated with any of those issues beforehand. Some don't have to worry about that, but there are several, probably about half the class, that do have to worry about those issues. And I'm not very lenient on power outages, internet outages, or forgetting to just take the exam on time. Okay, it's a big piece of your score, 55% of your score, and you have to take it in order to maintain progress on this in this course. Because essentially once the exam's done, you're moving right into the next content, all the material after that. And if you get behind on that content because you're trying to take the exam, then you're essentially 3 to 5 days behind, and that just snowballs and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can't recover from it. Okay, so a little forewarning beforehand. Any questions on that?
I was just going to ask, I know I have a girls camp coming up, and it's a state girls camp. And so I will be gone all week, like Monday through Friday. Yeah. But I've noticed that everything is open like a week early. So it's totally fine if I can just continue to work and get ahead. Like I'll be gone for week 9. But as long as it's okay, just working ahead and getting everything that I can get turned in, that's okay, right?
Absolutely. You can work as far ahead as you want. And if for some reason, like, for example, like this test, right? It's due on the, due the 17th. And it only really theoretically opens up on the 13th. If for some reason you're seeing this and you need more time to take it beforehand, just let me know, whether that's an exam, a quiz, any portion of a week's worth of material. If you need a week's ahead of time or 2 weeks ahead of time in order to get that assignment done beforehand, I'll go in and I'll make the adjustment to allow you to take it before it opens up. Actually, I'll just push the opening date up so you can take it or anybody can take it. It's easier for me to open up access than it is to extend deadlines.
Okay, that's all I was worried about. It's like, as long as it can stay open and I can do it like a week ahead, so I don't have to worry about it that week, then that will be great. Thank you.
Absolutely can. Just let me know when you run into those types of issues.
Okay.
Okay.